Experience the future of storage with the Intel SSD 750 series, delivering uncompromised performance with NVMe Express and PCIe 3.0. Click now to learn how you can win one free from Intel and PC Perspective. Hey everybody, welcome to PC Perspective. I'm Ryan Shrout. Today we are going to talk about another new NUC device from Intel. This is the NUC 5i7RYH. This is the 5th generation processor, so we got the Broadwell core in there. It is a Core i7 processor, and it has the H at the end, meaning that we have the taller variant that supports a 2.5-inch hard drive installation. Now, if you look at the physical characteristics of this particular NUC, it's going to essentially be the same as the previous generation, as well as the smaller Broadwell i5 based device that we looked at earlier in this year. This model, it still has 4 USB 3.0 ports. It has 2 USB 3.0 and 2 USB 2.0. It has HDMI 1.4a, mini DisplayPort, Intel's Gigabit Ethernet connectivity, as well as an audio jack on the front. Now, what's interesting about this particular unit is that it is Core i7 based. It is the Core i7 5557U, so it is still a dual-core hyper-threaded part, but it has significantly higher clock speeds than the previous NUC that we looked at. For example, the base clock on this model is 3.1 gigahertz. Compare that to the base clock of 1.6 gigahertz on the Core i5 model. That's a huge difference. And even if you look at turbo speeds, this will go up to 3.4. The previous model only went up to 2.7. Now, you pay on the TDP area for that. This has a TDP, the processor itself, I should say, has a TDP of 28 watts compared to 15 watts of the Core i5 5250U, which was the Broadwell part found in the previous NUC that we took a look at. Now, the result of all this is drastically improved performance in a lot of areas. First and foremost, this processor actually has Intel Iris graphics in it, the Iris 6100. Compare that to the HD 5500 in the previous NUC that we looked at. That gives you some significant gains in terms of, mainstream gaming performance. We tested Counter-Strike Go. We saw 65% improvement in performance there, running at 1080p maximum settings. Grid 2, we saw a 37% improvement in performance, and in League of Legends, we saw a 36% performance improvement. Again, all of those games running at 1080p resolutions. So, even though I don't think anybody would call this a gaming powerhouse system, if you're looking at mainstream gaming like those titles and some others, obviously World of Warcraft would be in that group, a lot of other games will fall in that, this device with the upgraded GPU portion on it is going to be able to handle that. CPU-wise, you're looking at pretty much a 35 to 40% improvement across the board in multi-threaded applications or in synthetic workloads. Sysoft Sandroid, we saw 36% improvement in CPU score, 36% improvement in multimedia score. Cinebench 11, which is kind of like our rendering multi-threaded application test, saw a 35% gain with the new Core i7 variant of the NUC. In single-threaded performance, it was about 5%. So that gives you an idea of kind of what that range will be. And for encoding purposes, Handbrake results on this machine were 35% faster. Like I said, it was pretty consistent in terms of what that difference is. The other interesting performance part is here. Along with the device, Intel actually sent us a Samsung SSD, the PM951 PCI Express NVMe SSD. Now, this is actually interesting because this marks one of the only other devices we have seen with proper NVMe support. The NUC 5i7RYH supports it with an updated BIOS, and actually all of the current generation, all of the Broadwell NUCs should support NVMe M.2 SSDs with the same BIOS update. So if you already have one of these devices or you're looking at buying one and you don't necessarily want the higher end CPU performance, you can still buy one and implement an NVMe SSD. Now, the benefit of NVMe SSDs, which we've talked about many times in terms of Intel's own SSD 750 series, we've got lots of stories and videos on that for you to check out. But this is going to get you about 2.2 gigabytes per second in read speed and 1.2 gigabytes per second in write speed. So in terms of bottlenecks for this system, if you're using an NVMe SSD, storage will not be a concern there. Now, you can still run regular PCIe SSDs or SATA-based SSDs in that same M.2 slot on this device. So if you're looking to save money, you don't need that kind of storage performance, you don't have to take advantage of that if you don't want to. Now, I don't have exact pricing on this model yet, but it is going to be more expensive than anything else we have seen in the NUC market. Even if you just look at the box pricing on the processor, the Core i7 57U has a box price of $426. That's kind of like if you could buy that processor individually. Compare that to the 5250U that was in the lower cost Broadwell NUC we reviewed earlier in the year, and that's $315. So you're talking about another $100, $120 price difference going from that model NUC to this one that's going to be faster and it's going to have a lot better performance in both CPU and graphics-based applications. It does support a hard drive in there too, but you can get the Core i5 variant in a H series model, if you will, that supports hard drives. Other things about the NUC, it is a bare bones system. You're going to have to buy your own memory, you have to buy your storage device, but that's pretty much it. Wireless is now embedded on this, 802.11ac, courtesy of an Intel controller. Customization-wise, you don't get a whole lot more than that in terms of flexibility. They still are promoting the removable lid here, which you could, a reader made this for us on a 3D printer with PC Perspective logo that we put on our NUCs that we use in service now, so that's pretty cool. There may be some other options coming out soon that maybe add NFC to it or other functionality up to the top of the device, but really haven't seen much in the way of that yet. That's more of a maybe happening into the future type of device. So the new NUC 5 i7 RYH, sorry, I have to make sure I get all of those alphanumeric characters out there for you in the right order, it's a really compelling device in terms of getting the most possible performance in what is really a very small form factor, right? You still have room for, maybe you get a 256 gig or a 512 gig NVMe PCI Express SSD, with insane storage capability, insane storage speed, but then you still have room for a 2.5-inch hard drive. Maybe you get a 1 or a 2 terabyte drive for the kind of longer term storage that doesn't need to be as fast. But then you still get all the performance that we talked about before, anywhere from 30 to 40 to 50% faster CPU scores and gaming scores pretty much across the board compared to other NUC platforms. So check out PCPer.com. We'll have the full review. We'll have some benchmark graphs for you to check out if you're interested in more information in regards to that. And we'll try to get updated information on the pricing for you as well. Thanks for watching.